Welcome to Kaks Bar and Podcast, Canada's first podcast bar. What that means is you can come here for food, you can come here for drinks, you can also come here and record a podcast. Come on down, we're located in downtown Calgary, Alberta in the Beltline area. See you soon. And we're rolling. It's Halloween 2023. We did a big Kaks Bar and Podcast Halloween party on Saturday the 28th. I might still be slightly hungover from that. I was the same character that night, and I'm rocking it out again. I'm Quagmire here, and if you couldn't tell. And today I'm with Jeff Dudder. Dudder's going as an emo guy. Yeah. Quick intro for Dudder here. So What's Good Calgary, a marketing company out of Calgary, Alberta here. They're going to be doing a podcast very soon here. And Jeff Dudder is the podcast host. So right now I just got him on our show here. Met him a couple times before. Funny guy. He has a very dry sense of humor, and I'm sure you guys will love their podcast as they start to do it. So Dudder, quickly here, I'm just going to take a swig of my drink, and he's drinking his non-alcoholic beer. Cheers. Whoa. Boom. Oh, delicious. It's also Harry Potter trivia night here tonight. So that's what's going on in the background here. I've never seen a Harry Potter movie. Have you?
I love them.
I
wish I was out there. Yeah, I was
really?
going to come. If we weren't doing this, I was going to come.
Oh,
play.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, man. Well, why didn't you let me know?
I'll signal to people. If I know the answer, I'll give them a wink.
That like how big of a Harry Potter guy are you, would you say?
I used to binge them every year. A Potterthon, we'd call them.
How many are there?
There's 7, 8, I guess. The last one's 2 parts. Yeah, so 8.
Are they still going?
No,
okay,
but they are going to revamp it for, I think, HBO or one of the networks.
For HBO?
Yeah,
so
I don't remember which one. Something like that.
So is it Harry Potter but with like actual like nudity and sex, basically?
Yeah, Harry Potter on drugs. No,
isn't that Daniel Radcliffe in real life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't know who's redoing it, but they're done, and people really get into it. Look at the turnout.
Yeah. No, it's true, and like I knew it would be like a hit because so my brother he got married, and his wife either started or contributed to the Quidditch club in Calgary.
Yeah.
So that league was my brother's wife, and she's a big Harry Potter nerd. And then when they got married, they had the big Quidditch rings behind them in their ceremony.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I had no idea what any of that meant at the time.
I'm not to that extent. Well, maybe, but no, not that bad. But go up to someone and say, "You seem like a Hufflepuff," and they'll get mad at you.
What the fuck is that? Like people are probably getting mad at me right now.
They're divided
into
into 4 groups of personalities, basically, and.
Okay, like I want to know more about this. What do you mean? What do you mean they like? What do you mean 4 groups? Like I pretend I've never. Well, not pretend. Like I literally never seen Harry Potter. So
yeah.
I've tried. I tried with my fiance, and she loves that shit. Dude, don't get me wrong. Like I love movies, but I don't know what it is. That one I could just not get into. I don't know why.
Maybe the revamp you'll get into a little.
Well,
more?
who's gonna play fucking Harry Potter?
I don't think they've announced it. Maybe they'll put it off, but
okay.
Yeah.
And what about like why don't they just continue the series with them as adults and shit? And getting into drugs.
Well, she hasn't written that. So they're just gonna redo it.
All right.
Probably, I don't know. I don't know what they'll change.
Okay. Well, okay, so you're saying that show has like houses, you said? Is it kind of like Game of Thrones?
It's a school, and there's sort of 4 groups you can be divided into. Before you start. So there's like an online personality test sort of where you can see if you want to be magic.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, like hold on, but rattle off these houses again because everyone's been talking about all week. Like
there's Slytherin. I think the server is dressed like one.
Okay, that's what that is. Okay, fine.
Yeah, you can tell by the colors.
Okay.
I'm not like a huge nerd, but
you seem to know a lot already.
Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, and Ravenclaw.
Okay, that's 3. You said there's 4.
Slytherin, Gryffindor, Ravenclaw and Hufflepuff.
Okay, which one's Harry?
Gryffindor.
Okay, so you said these are personality types?
On the online test, yeah.
Online test? What
Yeah.
the fuck's that supposed to mean?
There's a website where if you want to be sorted into a house.
Oh, okay, but in the respects of the show, they don't use computers.
It's a
they have
magic hat. It's a magic hat that you put on your head, and it does a BuzzFeed quiz basically for you.
Okay, so which one are you?
Ravenclaw.
Okay, and which one are they in the show? Like, are they the fucking funny ones, or like what?
No.
You said personalities, right? So
they're I guess the courageous, noble
Oh.
ones. Yeah.
Oh, you are?
No, not me.
Oh,
in that, I don't know, like kind of intelligent and yeah.
Okay, all right.
They're the book smart, the nerds.
All right. Okay, well, what kind of characteristics would you say you are then? Like, forget Harry Potter for a second. Like, are you a nerd? Are you a smart guy, funny guy?
I like to think so.
Oh, okay.
I guess I'm kind of a nerd. I do a lot of nerdy things. So watch Harry Potter.
Yeah. What about like Star Trek and shit? Are you nerdy in that way?
I like Star Wars, Marvel. Not really Star Trek. I watched a little bit.
Okay.
Next Generation.
Fuck yeah.
I have a lot of. Have you heard of Funko Pops?
No.
They're like bobbleheads.
Okay.
I have a lot of those.
Oh, you mean like when you go to like Chinook Mall? There's that one store.
Hot Topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I got this.
Oh shit. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I do have a Deadpool bobblehead.
Yeah.
So you collect that shit basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, fuck, man. Yo, Dudder, where were you born, by the way? First of all, in Calgary.
I was born in Calgary.
Oh,
my family, all the way back to my great grandparents, were born here in like 1920.
Oh shit. So do you guys have like a street named after you? Actually,
not yet. But yeah, we've all been here a long time.
Okay.
So it's weird. You don't meet that many people from Calgary anymore.
I'm born and raised.
Nice.
Yeah, but my parents are immigrants. Like me and my siblings were the whatever you call it first. No, wait. Yeah, whatever. Firstborn here or whatever. But no, but I'm a terrible Calgarian. Like I'm not. I do like the Flames. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not the biggest like hockey guy. Like I didn't grow up playing it or anything like that. What like did you? Were you typical?
Yeah, I grew up playing hockey. I play hockey in beer league now. For a couple teams. I like hockey a lot. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, you're how'd you connect with What's Good first of all?
Well, I knew Jordan a little bit through going out, some mutual friends. And then I wanted to get him to help me with a website for a blog I wanted to start. Blog, YouTube channel kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then I got busy. That kind of died out a little bit. He did make me a website, but...
do we want to plug that?
Not yet. I'm working on it again, actually. So
Okay,
we'll build it back up. But
Okay.
it's called Duddy Does It. I'm going to do a whole YouTube thing.
Yeah.
And then we didn't talk for a while, and he messaged me out of nowhere, I guess, that he wanted to do a podcast kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I thought we were meeting up maybe to brainstorm a little bit, and he was like, hey, you're the host. What do you want to do? So I guess he thought I'd be good for it.
See, like this is what Jordan told me. Like, so I was Jordan's the head of What's Good Calgary. By the way, shout out What's Good Calgary, awesome marketing company. Those reels on Kaks Bar and Podcast is done by What's Good. The majority of them. And yeah, no, super grateful. Great set of great guys. I couldn't recommend them enough. I'll be recommending them to any small businesses or businesses that need more marketing footage. But anyway, back to you here, Jordan. Like I was chatting with him at the bar, and he basically was like, "Dude, I have this perfect guy. He's going to host our podcast." And then he just rattled off. He's like funny, quirky, smart, well spoken. And then so now here you are. So I'm like looking for all those.
The first time you met me, you were like, "What does he see?" Because I'm like monotone.
No,
quiet.
I thought you were funny first time I met you, man.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. Well, because everything you said was like, it's what you should say with like enthusiasm, but you said it deadpan.
I know.
And I got where you're going with it.
A lot of people don't get it, and then they're like offended, or they think I'm really boring or weird. It's just one tone the whole time.
Yeah. No, well, Zach Galifianakis, we talked about this. You're literally like Zach Galifianakis,
Yeah.
like from Between Two Ferns.
Yeah.
So I love Zach Galifianakis.
I don't know about that. I mean, I see where he's coming from for sure.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's I see it, or either that, or the first time I met you, I thought more along the lines of like Anthony Jeselnik or something. You know? I was just waiting for
hilarious.
you. He's fucking amazing, man.
Yeah.
But the key thing is we know he's joking.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. He'd be in trouble otherwise.
Oh man, we had a comedy night here, for our Laughs at Kaks comedy show, and I don't want to get too into it because like the guy's a great comedian, but he was a very beginner, but he did the Anthony Jeselnik deadpan, but most people, we couldn't tell if he was joking. That's why like it was like he had to take a step back for a couple of weeks till we figured out like I'm like he's not really gonna do all that stuff he said, right? And then, the producer was like, dude,
that's my problem. It's like people cannot read me, especially if they just meet me. But after a while, if you get to know me, you know.
Yeah. But your personality never goes high. Hey, it's always just like this.
Not really. Maybe if I'm drunk or like vodka Red Bulls, a couple of those. Then my tone doesn't really change, but I might be a little bit louder.
Okay, so if I had a gun to your head right now, would you be like, "Oh no, like don't," like you would just say it like that, like the way you just said?
Yeah, I'd be like, "Hey, come on, don't why are you doing that?" Yeah.
Okay, and that's as like, okay, what about crashing airplane? Like airplane's about to go down, would you still just be like, "Oh, like let's put on our masks"?
Yeah, like that's that, I guess.
Okay. What if you were angry? Is it still just, hey, I'm angry now?
I don't really get angry. Maybe when I'm driving.
Okay.
Then I yell. No, I don't. I say things that are rude.
Do you say like racist stuff to yourself like that when you're driving?
No, but I just like want them to crash or whatever.
Okay. Heck, man.
It's rude, but quietly rude.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but you're obviously a big like humor guy, right?
Yeah.
Like growing up, you were always talking like this.
Yeah, because I was pretty like ADD and weird and kind of uglier before I got my looks. So I had to be funny, I guess, when I was younger.
How young were we talking that you figured like this is what I got to do?
Funny. Also, I grew up at my grandparents' house with aunts and uncles, parents, like a big group of people.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to fight for attention, I guess. I was the only young one, but...
How many people were we talking here?
Sometimes it changed. People moved in and out, but like 6, 8 sometimes.
It's like 6, 8 kids, kind of?
No,
like...
just adults mostly. Yeah.
Okay,
no kids. But I got to be funny in that environment too. School, being weird, at home, wanting attention.
Okay.
And then I was hilarious. And then I grew into my looks, and I was like, full package.
Yeah. Dudder, despite his emo outfit, he's a handsome guy for sure. For sure. Yeah, and you worked a lot in the industry as well, hey? The bars and everything like that?
Yeah. I worked pretty much from when I was 18 until COVID 2020, like, what is that, 12 years, I guess?
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know you knew some of the people that I knew, and once you're like, oh, that guy's my friend, I'm like, okay, well, that checks out, because now you're right, like it, you said people don't know how to read you, but I part of my skills I think I have anyway, why I'm doing this is because like I feel like I can read people off the jump, just even off of like their face, like I can just see like if God was making us into characters, like. And then giving us consciousness, this would be that character. And like 90% of the time I'm right, but there's that 10% of the time where I'm just thrown way off.
Yeah.
And those times I'm not sure that person, that was actually the way they were trying to act, I'm not sure if that person, that's actually their personality, or were they acting, because the other 90% of the time I'm like spot on, like you see a dude who's like, okay, this guy's going to be serious. And he is, or like this guy's funny, and he is,
Yeah,
Yeah. So with you, I was pretty. I don't know, just. Well, even the way we met, you know what I mean? Like you just kind of like, hey, I'm Dudder, like like the fucking name, like it's just like Dudder. Like I literally right away, I was like thinking of like South Park and Butters, right?
Yeah.
Like you know that episode I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
It's Dudder.
Yeah. That's gonna stick around now.
Yeah. I was actually thinking about slapping that in the intro with your face.
A lot of people, when I meet people, they say the "my name is Jeff" thing from 21 or 22 Jump Street.
Oh, my name's Jeff. Yeah.
So I don't even say that anymore.
Oh,
I just say I'm Dudder.
Okay, I gotcha. So Dudder, like transitioning here, the podcast and that video blog, like what was your content about? Like what were you thinking? Like what was your video blogging about on your?
It shifted. My plan now is I'm sort of going to learn as much as I can from each podcast guest and guest on the YouTube channel. Duddy Does It, in quotes. I'm going to just learn a new thing or whatever all the time.
Okay. So the context of your show is like you're going to have an expert in some field and you're learning stuff.
Or if it's someone who's not, I can just everyone has something to teach, I guess.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So things that it's probably funnier if I don't know how to do it or I'm really bad at it at first anyway. Or I can actually just pick up hobbies along the way. It's something to do.
Dude, do you watch any of like Jake Paul's stuff and like Logan Paul? Not really Logan here. I'm gonna focus more on Jake for a sec here.
No, actually the opposite. I've never seen anything from Jake Paul.
Okay.
I see Logan Paul's podcast. But I think I was a little maybe too old for his Vine stuff. I see his podcast, Logan Paul, anyway.
Okay. I was just mentioning Jake in particular because he has a show. I forget what his podcast is called, honestly. And hey, don't like. I actually am not a fan of Jake Paul at all. Like I actually can't stand him. But
I have a action figure of Logan Paul.
Good for the wrestling one.
Yeah.
No, hey, look, those guys are smart. They're businessmen, and they could fuck guys up. There's no doubt about it. I don't like how they keep picking on retired MMA fighters and stuff. But this has to do with you because if you watch Jake Paul's podcast, the one he does, like the crew that he has on, you're literally one of those guys.
I got to check it out.
Yeah.
I have no idea actually.
Oh, they're just they all have care. Like they're his entourage, if you will. But they basically, Jake still runs the podcast, but they just offer so much.
Yeah.
And like literally, I can literally picture you there. Like they're all kind of deadpan humored, like observational. Like they're always goofing on each other and stuff like that. But it's refreshing. I actually like his crew more than I like Jake Paul. Like I wish his crew would just do their own podcast without him.
Yeah. Well, have you ever thought of having a co-host?
Yeah, all the time.
I'm thinking about it too. I mean, we might try it out at some point. Mm-hmm. It's fun to bounce things off people too.
Oh yeah. Like I mean, I would love to have a co-host, and the thing though, it's like the co-host can't be for every episode.
Right.
Like,
that's what I was thinking too.
Well, I had one the other day. It's gonna be out soon. It was a new entrepreneur, and that one was like it was designed to be business focused. So it was more of like a podcast, but it was like there's a lot more promotional element to it. Mm-hmm. And that one, I don't want someone cracking jokes about their product.
Well, I think we're going to do a lot of business owners too, because it's naturally they're going to be working with a lot of people.
Yeah.
So we'll probably do a lot of business owners, and there's going to be a lot of serious ones, but there could be a lot lighter ones.
Yeah. Like ours right now, the Kaks Bar Podcast show. There's literally, I don't want it to be into only one type of category. Like it could be edgy, it could be serious, it could be whatever, so that's why I'm for now, like I did have some podcast fellow like guy host people in my brain that I thought would be wicked, but then the more again I'm like, okay, they're only versatile for the funny ones, and then the more business ones, I'm like
guest hosts, I guess.
Yeah. Well, we do kind of have that, like Rachel, she does one on this show every few months. Rachel's shareholder with us, and so she did one with a was for breast cancer awareness and menopause
Yeah,
month,
like
right?
a week ago or so.
Yeah. So that show was entirely her. I was just sitting behind the computer, right? So we do have other like as this thing grows, like there'll be totally segments. Like I plan to do one for the Flames, like specifically when they stop doing so terrible.
Yeah.
But like I'm not the guy to do that one. I'm not truly a hockey guy. Like that one, I need to get like a hockey guy to come in and fucking offer some like true hockey insight, right?
Yeah, so close to the dome too.
Yeah,
Stop
we're
here
really
before
5
or
minutes
after
away.
the game.
Exactly. Thanks for the promotion there, Duddy. Right now, okay, so like getting to know you a little bit more here, like what are some of the podcasts you listen to right now?
I listen to a lot. I basically don't even listen to music anymore. I listen to podcasts to fall asleep, driving, walking the dog. So probably like
Rattle them
7
off.
a day. I like Rob Deerdeck. He's
Yeah. Oh yeah.
skateboarder,
I know Rob Deerdeck.
Fantasy Factory.
Yeah.
So that's like some motivational stuff.
Yeah.
Which I listen to a lot of lately. I don't know why I'm blanking.
Rogan. Do you listen to Rogan?
Yeah, I listen to him. It depends on the guest usually because there's a lot of content being put out and they're long. Sometimes they're 5 hours.
Oh yeah, no. Like when I say I listen to Rogan, I catch probably an hour of each of his podcasts.
Yeah.
Because just like you, my podcast listening time is gym, driving, before I go to bed, doing shit around the house, right? Like I don't have 5 hours to sit there and actually, except for if there's one that I want to, then I'll go back and
I'll
make
listen
time
to
for
it in parts. I like Lex Friedman.
Oh, that guy's amazing. Jesus, yeah. Super fucking smart.
Yeah. Lately it's like really motivational and ones that I can learn a lot from.
Okay. Have you heard of Jocko Willink?
No.
Okay, I get into that one. Yeah, that guy's the background on my phone and computer. He's I don't even begin to know. There could be a whole podcast about me talking about Jocko, but
I'll look him up.
Oh yeah, he's not trying to be inspirational. Jocko is Chris Kyle's commander from the SEAL team. Task Unit Bruiser was a team it was called. So he's the guy behind the commanding all the missions during that period in Afghanistan and Iraq. He's a retired Navy SEAL, but he's like the coolest. Like he's like the epitome in modern day of you ever watch Gladiator?
Yeah.
He's like Maximus in real life.
Okay.
Like stoic. He's in his 50s, but he's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. He still trains. He can surf. He can play the guitar. Everything that comes out of his mouth is efficient and useful. Like he's highly motivational. He leads by example. Guy's a family man. He's so manly that he has like 3 daughters and 1 son, and like he's been on Rogan's podcast a bunch. He has his own podcast.
He was on this podcast that I listened to, the Shawn Ryan show. Have you heard of
that? He's the is he an ex-Navy SEAL guy too?
He is,
Okay. Yeah, Jocko for sure probably was on that.
Yeah, I listened to that one a lot too. I forgot. There's a bunch, but yeah, I'll look.
Yeah, I can't say enough. Like when you listen to him, you feel guilty for doing anything other than being like the best that you can be. Like I will literally think of Jocko when I'm like even like Jocko doesn't drink anymore, but when I'm having a beer, like like he had this whole spiel about like what is this for? Is this just because he used to drink? Don't get me wrong, but he's like, if this is to make you better in some way, then sure, you know. Like so, I'm like, hey, like I use booze to celebrate, elevate my personality, stay loose for a pod, but like with Jocko, I don't want to get like blackout drunk anymore for no reason. you know what I mean? Like everything, he just wants what's best for people, man, and.
That's right up my alley.
Yeah, but his podcast, man, it's all centered around war, though, because he's a hardcore history war guy, and he's the Navy SEAL, in the community, he's a ghost, he's a legend. Like it's so crazy that he actually started his own podcast because up to that point he was all silent and covert and was against like being flashy and shit. But then he felt like literally everyone in the community was like, dude, like you need to be out there. People need to know about you. Like he's like the real deal. It's like I think he's like the top guy in my opinion of like role models and everything like that. Yeah. You've seen him. Yeah. Jocko Willink.
I'm sure. I'll check him out. for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Tonight even.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Who else is your is up there for your motivational speaking? Like
I
motivation.
really like Gary Vee.
Okay.
Just because he does a lot of content stuff that I want to get into.
Yeah.
Um,
Hey, what is it about? I know who Gary Vee is, but what has he done? And that sounds very fucking
well, I
like
think he's a motivational speaker
okay, but
who
what
happens to do content.
but what has he done?
Oh.
Like I'm not trying to sound like a dick. I just mean like what
like
was he before? Like why
I don't even know.
should we listen to him kind of?
I don't even know. I think he invests in a lot, and he's like in the beginning stages of a lot of different things.
Uh-huh.
I don't know actually.
Okay, but he just says like things that make sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because that's one thing that I don't know, man. Like, whenever I hear someone say some super awesome stuff, I have to dive more into who they are first, because I will respect them way more if like they actually have a track record of doing what they say, right? Because
Yeah,
you know,
like Rob Dyrdek has like a roadmap of what he's done, from partying skateboarder to media to businesses.
yeah.
I don't really know that from Gary Vee. I see the clips and I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
But dude, there's nothing wrong with that either. Like, it's not like if it's impactful, it's impactful. But it would be nice to know that they also went through it, right?
Mhm.
But at the same time, it's like a coach in sports. Like, just because someone's never played hockey, but what if they're the best coach ever? They can see strategy, timing,
Right.
player psychology. Then okay, there's nothing to be said there. But for the most part, I mean, I don't think there's like, I mean, I can't, I don't know, I can't attest to this, but like, is there a coach in sports that you can name that didn't play it themselves? You know what I mean? Like, because I just have trouble tracking back someone. Like, there's loads of Gary V's out there, right? Like,
Right.
like in fact, every third person can get on and just use common
he's
sense.
probably just a good motivational speaker. Yeah.
What about Andy Elliott then? You know who he is?
No.
Oh fuck, I don't know. He's popping all over my feed. He's the he's the sales guy turned into essentially a motivational speaker and social media influencer. He's jacked,
maybe I do.
shaved head.
Yeah, I see that guy all the time.
Yeah, he's like invading everyone's feed.
And
like
it's like selling people cars.
he started off as a car salesman, and I guess he was the number one car salesman in the US for a certain period there. I don't even know how you track that statistic, you know?
Well,
but
maybe it's skewed a little bit.
Yeah.
They probably do that.
Yeah, but with him, I don't know, like, so compare him to Jocko. Jocko served in Iraq, Afghanistan, like literally to lead men to war. I don't think Andy Elliott's done that. He sold cars. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but that guy is like, I listen to him because he's so intense and what he says makes fucking sense, you know?
Yeah.
But now we're swerving into some danger territory because, you know, like, you got a lot of people that don't want to hear anymore what Andrew Tate has to say, right? You know,
Yeah.
but at the same time, you got to like put your emotions aside and just take out the good parts that are like universally make sense, as in
Right. Well, like a lot of people could say the good parts that he says without saying the bad parts too. So he just has a really good, like a bigger microphone, I guess.
Yeah. And he also splashed on the scene with controversy, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's why I recommend Jocko. He's just clean. There's no controversy. He's like everyone's dad. I don't know how to explain
That's hard
that.
to do nowadays, to not have controversy around everything. So
Yeah, because everyone has a past, right?
yeah.
But it seemed like with Jocko, there is no past. He just was perfect.
Yeah.
you know, like just came out, knew exactly what to do, did it, never swayed. That's how it appears to me, anyway. Like, I'm yet to hear a podcast where he actually goes into detail of the wrong things he did. But even that, he'll tiptoe around it because, like, how do you feel about this, Dud? Or I'll ask you this, like, since you listen to motivational speaking stuff, what words, right? Like, if you were to say something positive, like, don't you feel like that has more chance of it happening?
Yeah. Well, like The Secret or the
Right.
Law of Attraction.
Yes.
Yeah. If you have to believe it though. Like, some people just say it and they're thinking that's not ever going to happen, that's not possible,
Uh-huh.
then it's not going to.
Okay, so then to continue on that, the negative, like, it's very easy to get negative, right?
Yeah.
And once you say it out loud, it's like it happens almost 10 times faster than the positive one.
Yeah.
I notice, right? That's the only difference I noticed with Jocko. He's so concise in what he says because it's almost like he knows. Look, I can tell you the dumb shit I did. Maybe it was as dumb as us. Maybe he did a bunch of drugs and like fucked up things up. But he knows, like, by even wording it, it will give it like power, right?
Yeah.
So he doesn't even allow that. That's what I mean by he's concise as fuck. Like everything he says is.
That's probably why he was a good leader. And
Yeah.
yeah.
So for your podcast here, how are you going to approach it? You've listened to so many podcasts now. So like, what's your plan here?
Yeah. Well, we're trying a couple things out. I'm getting comfortable in front of a microphone and with the cameras and everything first. The format, we're working on it. I'm going to be interviewing people. I think learning from them.
Is it people you know?
No.
Okay.
It's not. I'm practicing with people I know because then I'm starting off comfortable.
Yeah.
But no, it's not people I know. It's starting off with calling in favors, I guess. But
yeah. No. I don't know, man, dude. I don't really have any advice because there's no right or wrong way to do it. It's like at the end of the day, a podcast is a conversation, not an interview.
Yeah.
So it's just like, so say you do bring in an expert box maker out of a box factory or something. It's like you just literally just have to talk to him like, hey man, like what made you get into boxes and why do you care so much about I don't know, it's just whatever comes off your mind. But some people like the show note points and everything like that. But so I don't know, I'm always curious, and I'm looking forward to hearing some of your podcasts, man, because the way I do it, everyone keeps thinking there's like this method, and I'm like, I bartended for years. Why I'm doing this is because when I was bartending, and you were in the industry too, it's like you talk to people for hours sometimes. Like they'll sit at the bar and you have no idea who's going to sit at your wood. It could just be a regular guy, and when I say regular, I mean like just a regular guy, man, with regular opinions that are very relatable to the most population. But every now and then you get that gem that comes in, and they're just passing through town, and you end up chatting with them for like 3 hours. And I'm like thinking like those conversations, not like I'm like, here's my fucking notepad, like you just chat.
Yeah.
You just chat. So like that's why whenever guests ask me like, how are we gonna do this? I'm like, you just show up and we're doing it.
Yeah, like I even did that before we started. Mm-hmm. What do you want to talk about?
Yeah.
Like, we'll just talk.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like that's how a conversation flows.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be sitting here fucking like trying to pry anything out of you, And honestly, if all else fails, just talk about shit you want to talk about. That's one thing. That's one thing I'll just recommend, because it is weird when you think about it. Like you're going to talk to a stranger, right? Essentially, and outside of sitting on a pod like this, when would you ever talk to a stranger for that long?
Yeah.
So you got to find a way to, I don't know, make it comfortable for the both of you to open up. But at the same time, I don't think there's anything to study on that. You just do it,
Yeah, I've had so many jobs and different schools, and I've talked to so many people. I'm really comfortable with people, and then turn the camera and microphone on, and I'm just like staring straight with doing nothing.
That is so weird to
awkward.
Me, man. I've never. I think I can feel that if I was doing a like I do a wedding speech for a couple weddings, like like I remember being fucking like, why am I getting nervous all of a sudden? But for some reason when I do this, I have no nerves at all. Like I don't know why. Like, but even though in theory this is going to be viewed with more people than at a wedding, I don't know what it is, man. That's also why I feel like I was the guy to do this.
It's been a couple times of practice now. I sat with Cass the other day, and that was a lot more comfortable. Just a couple of practice takes. So we'll see. I bet it won't take too long.
I don't think so either, man. Once you get, I don't even know. I think you'll just knock it out of the park, man. Like just do it. Yeah. Especially if you're talking to people that you're interested in talking to.
I have to see if I'm like fully going to be myself, do a bit of a character, or what the vibe's going to be. We'll see. Maybe it'll come naturally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but like, what kind of character would this be? I don't understand. Because in a way, you already are a character.
That's
Like,
true.
you
Well,
have
like sort of exaggerate some of those features that I have, maybe.
I don't know.
We'll see.
Let me think. Okay, you want to avoid. I would say, and this is just my opinion. Okay, like you don't want to talk from a video game back in the day, you can go first person shooter mode, or
Yeah.
you go upwards and it's like a sky view, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to talk from the sky view. That's that if that makes sense. Because from the sky view, your personal touch is gone. You're just observing this person and trying to come up with a logical fucking like flow of dialogue. Because you like if it's the sky, you're gonna be like, think about it. Say it's the same video game, which Call of Duty or whatever. And you go sky view, you're just gonna be like, "Hi, what do you think of that building on the left?" Or like, "How do you think of the guys coming in from the right side?" No, but when you're in the first person, you're saying, "Holy fuck, the bullets are coming at me!" Like you talk more from emotion, right? I would say like don't think too much about the other person. Just talk from like, what do I want to know from this other person? You kind of get
It'll
like
probably be different with every person too,
yeah.
depending on how we gel and how serious they are, I guess.
Yeah. Booze helps. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, yeah.
Well,
One or
I'd
two
take
loosens the fuck out of
Other
you.
things, calming things instead of
Like,
drinking. So many different supplements every day.
yeah, that's right.
I'd drink. Maybe I'll drink one time.
Okay.
We're at a bar.
Yeah.
Might as well once.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's one of the advantages of Kaks Bar and Podcast. We absolutely can loosen up, and there's literally unlimited booze behind you, which has also caused the podcast to have some edgier episodes.
Probably funny moments too.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, also, like, it's not all rainbows. I mean, trust me, behind the scenes, there has been loads of, like, hey, fuck you for saying that already. And I'm just like, oh, God. Like, and I'm like, I can only imagine, like, the more I do this, the more crazy fucking opinions and shit I'm going to have to, like, either try to sift out or actually acknowledge. I don't know, man. I'm in this weird spot where, like, I don't know. Like, I don't really care what people think per se, but what I mean by that is like half the time I'm like, you don't know the full context of this entire like thing. So I don't even bother. But same time my brain's like, do we just never fucking pay attention to what someone else says? Like, no, man. Like, because you can be making a colossal fool out of yourself and not realizing it. So you need to like, it's a balance, man. I feel like you got to like, it's almost like it's like opening up a fucking like, I don't know, like gross old porno mag, and you're like, there might be an attractive one in here. Like, you still got to open it and sift around, right? So I don't know, man. That's a weird analogy. I get it. Yeah, but I don't know, man. Like, how are you gonna handle the opinions of people when they?
I don't know.
When they
it's also
inevitably
like
cast it on you?
sometimes someone might have an opinion that's just normal, and then 6 months later, it didn't age well, and so you never know.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, like, even yourself, there's like name me someone who's either an artist or an athlete or someone you looked up to. 1 minute you love them, and then the next minute you're like, fuck this guy. Like, it's like, can you?
Probably lots.
There you go. Yeah.
But like,
so imagine that's going to come back where it's like, it's going to be on, you might develop fans, but that's them on you now, right? You're going to be like, oh, weird. It also makes you not judge as hard anymore going forward, because you're putting yourself out there, with a podcast,
Yeah, you never know, and you never know. Yeah, you never know what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah. Would you say your opinions of like when you I don't know, like I just said what I felt about Jake Paul just now, but I swear if Jake Paul sat right here, maybe he explains to me, hey man, do you realize what it was like being on YouTube, child movie star?
Yeah.
All the hate I got, blah blah blah. Like, and then like I can picture him saying that, and then I'll be like leaving that like, you know what, I'm a Jake Paul fan now because I didn't know, man.
Yeah. Right now he's not a person. He's just someone that's on your phone screen or whatever screen.
I never thought of it like that.
Yeah. So,
he's not actually a person to me.
Yeah.
He's
just like the same as Peter Griffin. It's just
Yeah.
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 But I guess anyone you get to know, well, most people, you'll find some good in them, something worth talking about.
Yeah, I guess, but
Not like, Hitler or whatever. But for most people, they're famous for a reason. They have some fans for a reason.
yeah. I guess it's just to look at the totality of their work, though, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't know, are you a combat sports fan?
Yeah, I watch UFC.
Okay, so I'm a huge combat sports fanatic, but going back to the Jake Paul thing, it's like this guy, yeah, okay, he's officially a boxer now, right? He has all these wins, but when you go down the actual details, like he fought MMA guys that are like old, like they should be retired, or
The
they
only
are
one
like
I'm surprised was Anderson Silva.
he was
But
47 years
I
old,
know he's
man,
47.
and also he used so much, like he got busted for steroids and then coming off of it and coming on, like his body's mangled, like he had no muscle mass. He was
Yeah, and he
slow.
was a little slow.
Yeah.
But other than that, they're boxers, but they're not high level boxers. They're marketers who box.
Yeah. Well, I gotta give Jake props for actually fighting. He's taking punches to the face.
Yeah.
But I hate the way, and like where I'm kind of disgusted is I can't tell if he actually thinks he's good or not. That's where I'm like,
I don't know. I don't even think it matters to him. He's
really, what do you mean by that?
His whole thing is a marketing machine. He's accomplishing what he wants to.
So he actually doesn't even care at all, you think?
He probably thinks he's he's good enough. He doesn't think he's like.
He literally saying he's gonna fucking beat Canelo Alvarez.
Yeah,
I'm like,
he'll probably wait like 9 years to have that fight, and then also that's part of it. The promos, like WWE style promos, that's what sells it. Like I wouldn't know Tommy Fury otherwise.
Yeah, that's true.
I know Tyson Fury, but
yeah, and Tommy is not, as far as I've seen, he's not that great either. And he beat Jake.
I don't know if he's boxing down to their level because they're not like properly trained, and it's probably awkward for what he's used to.
I absolutely know exactly what you're talking about. Like as like watching boxing, and like I never took a boxing fight, but I have trained in boxing, right? Like I swear, because it's limited movements with only a select. It's a checkers game, not chess, right? You're right. Like people, 90% of the boxers, they train the same movement patterns: your jab, your cross, your slip, your pivot, this, and then like every now and then you'll throw in like the way Francis Ngannou moved a bit awkward because he's not used to any of those stances and shit. Then instantly the top boxer Tyson Fury looks like he hasn't boxed. So it is one of those weird sports where you're right. Like your opponent has a lot more ability to influence your like abilities than other sports, because you're just fine tuning habits of like one move, two move, three move, four move, five move. Like, you got your five moves and you just redo. But then if someone brings in a 6 move, 7 move that is still within the rule set, as in, I don't know, like fucking boxing with your hands down to your fucking knees until it's ready to throw a punch because they study
like
karate
the drunken
first.
master, like they're swaying around and it's not what you've been training for. So you don't see what's even happening.
That's exactly it.
Video games, playing a boxing video game in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, that's exactly it. That's why when everyone's like, "Oh, Francis is a better boxer," I'm like, "Okay, everyone, fucking slow your horses." Like if you want to go literal, fine. Maybe I think he did beat Tyson Fury after checking things out.
It was crazy how well he did.
Yeah,
I would have never thought, but that's because we've been watching Jake do it.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I don't think he can pull that off again, because I think Tyson was expecting traditional boxing.
Yeah,
he got MMA movement patterns, which, I mean, you watch Jake Paul, half the MMA fighters, they were trying to do boxing movement patterns without the same hours put in. Francis just did something completely different, and he uses his strengths to his advantage, which is like just his raw fucking power, right? Mm-hmm. So his attitude was just swing almost.
Yeah,
like fucking and swing loops.
hard punch for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh, dude. Well, the one that hit Fury that took him down, it was Fury did slip the punch like a traditional slip, but that fist force behind the ear, that's what fucking rang him because he fell into it. And also Francis is like, there's plenty of fighters built the same size as Fury, but Francis had, like, just like Michael Phelps, he has a unique arm, shoulder, hand build.
Yeah.
He was built to swing those hands like a fucking club. You know what I mean? Like,
he's genetically insane too. Just like their body types are really different.
yeah. Yeah. But props to Tyson because of like taking that body type that he has and becoming the fucking
He reminds me of a boxer from what's that movie with Brad Pitt with the gypsy boxer? Snatch. He should be in that movie.
Well, he was a real life gypsy fighter. Yeah.
It's
fucking
so funny. It's like right out of that movie.
Fuck, man. What was your life story? Did you have a crazy life story that's like?
No, I don't have. It's not too crazy. You know, I started working in the bar when I was 18, and then that kind of fun, quick money life sort of sucked me in.
Yeah.
For 10 years, and that's all I was doing. I sell homes now.
Mm-hmm. Well, I am podcasting,
and I'm a podcaster.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be a huge podcaster.
I believe it, man. I don't hate on anyone doing this. Heck.
Yeah, that's gonna be part of my gimmick too. That I'm a super celebrity.
Yeah. But you are.
I'm going to be for sure.
Well, Dudder, we're throwing you a party here anyway. I don't know if you.
Yeah.
It's gonna be it's gonna be your. Yeah, I don't want to give away too much, but no, we're gonna have a party night. It's gonna go down. We'll put more details out, but it's literally Dudder showing up. That's just all that the theme is, you know. But
I throw a good party.
I believe it.
My birthdays are a big event. I call it Dudder Fest. I try to get 100 people. Let's fill this place.
We can see it 100. We can have 100 in here. Our fire code allows that.
100 even.
Yes.
I guess I'll have to cut some family members.
Yeah, Dudder. I also know you're you don't drink as much, not even close anymore, because you're trying to enter a different phase of your life, if you will, right?
Yeah. I quit basically a little over a year ago. First of all, I'm getting a little older and the hangovers are brutal. So it's a couple days. A couple days off where I'm just out of commission.
Yeah.
And so it's always a little excessive when I party.
Let me ask you this here, and we're going to wind the pod down actually here. I want to give Dudder actually a chance to check the last bit of this Harry Potter contest out. Just test your knowledge here, and then see if you think you would have done as good as you thought you would. But do you regret the party, the Dudderfest guy?
No, it was a lot of fun. I don't. Well, kind of. I wish maybe I was partying a little less and saving more money, because you make so much money sometimes in the bar.
Well, that old saying, easy come, easy go,
exactly.
right? It's a real thing.
Yeah.
Well,
so I wish, maybe I wish I cut it a little shorter, or I spaced it out a bit or something, but it was all fun. Lots of good memories, and I met 1,000 people.
Yeah. I mean, what I asked was a load of questions, no right or wrong answer, because you're right. Those memories, I've had loads of mine. I call them Chan Man moments.
Nice.
Because when I get super gooned, people call it the Chan Man that comes out. And then I've been filled with some of my best moments and friends that I met because I was in Chan Man mode. Yeah. But I do got to say though, in hindsight, it is a bit of luck that those nights don't turn into a fucking tragedy. What I mean? Because it's so many of those nights I just I'm in a parallel universe, Chan Man's in jail or Chan Man's dead,
I know what you mean. For
yeah,
sure.
Yeah. But going forward though, also I don't think it's also. I was gonna say never have those moments again, but I'm like, wouldn't it be funny if for once I heard Jocko got drunk and then like did some funny shit with Rogan, like they went around, I don't fucking know, like shooting bows and arrows at like wild boar that have gotten into the city, like like a Double Dragon video game,
maybe,
like I don't know, like
there'll be something like a wedding or something like that where
because it's a lot like like my dad, some like he's old man now, but some of the funniest moments is when sometimes he cracks that extra glass of wine and then you hear his opinions on things at his age, and then you hear him like just tell this off the cuff story from back in the day, and then you're kind of like, you are human. Like you've been uptight for so long.
There's a point, like now I don't think people who have met me since I don't think they would believe anything that I would tell them from before.
Well, I don't know. Like, I don't know you that well. I've only met you the times I have. But like, are you saying your past was that wild that they would be like, yeah, right, you're this guy now? Or
well, I don't go out. I go to bed early, like 9.
It's kind of past your bedtime. Okay, Dutter, it was a pleasure chatting with you.
Yeah.
Okay? Everyone, keep an eye out for Duddy Does It.
Duddy Does It.
Duddy Does It. I will share whatever I can on the show notes here. Because you said your other page isn't even launched again yet. So
no, we're working on everything all at once. See what sticks, I guess.
Okay, sweet. Yeah. Well, either way, I'm looking forward to the content. Glad I met you. Look, obviously, we're going to talk more in the future. Looking forward to reviving Dudderfest, over here in Kaks, and for your the Dudder party, which I look forward to that. And I mean, like the public essentially is allowed in for that, right?
Or is that I don't even know the plans yet, but probably.
Okay. Well, I think it's one of those ideas where we were all just hammered talking about over and over, and then like now in my mind, there's this. I picture like a super party, so but
we might as well. Let's go. What's the capacity? Is it 100?
100, yeah, 100.
We'll get to 100. But is it less with live music?
Dude, we'll just pack 100 people in here.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if the fire department comes, I don't know, be like, oh yeah, you can count. I'm pretty sure it's 100. The guys gonna be like, oh fuck, click. Oh shit, I miscount. Click. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's a fucking 100. Jesus Christ.
I know the trick.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, guys, have a good night and a happy Halloween. Right. Bye.